During my time at the College of Korean Medicine, I took a course in Eastern philosophy taught by the renowned Professor Kim Yong-ok, a Harvard graduate. He had previously been a professor of philosophy at Korea University, but entered the College of Korean Medicine later in life to study acupuncture and herbal medicine. While studying Korean medicine, he became deeply frustrated and critical of one major issue: the absence of textual criticism in philology, in the field of acupuncture and herbal medicine. After I graduated, I became deeply interested in studying classical texts. However, I was shocked to discover that there was no original text of the Shennong Benchao Jing, Shennong Benjing. This was particularly surprising to me because I had a copy of the Shennong Benchao Jing on my bookshelf. Learning that the texts we study today were compiled during later periods made me feel deceived. I felt similarly deceived again when I discovered that theories like Sang Chuang, the sensation of obtaining qi during acupuncture, and Junchen Zuoshi, the hierarchy of herbs and prescriptions, were creations of modern Chinese medicine in the 20th century. This realization led me to question whether acupuncture and herbal medicine were fields where anyone could simply invent theories based on their imagination. These concepts were often spoken of as if they were self-evident truths, but in reality, no one provided reliable sources or references to support them. In the many debates within the field of acupuncture and herbal medicine, evidence is critical. Evidence can largely be divided into two categories: autopsia, evidence observed and verified through experimentation, and historia, historical textual evidence. While historical evidence carries little weight in Western medicine, in acupuncture and herbal medicine, we often rely on historia for concepts such as qi, meridians, and 8-principle pattern identification, which have not been or cannot be experimentally proven. At the very least, when using historical evidence, one should specify the version, author, and time period of the reference text. Unfortunately, in acupuncture and herbal medicine, classical texts like the Huangdi Neijing, are often treated as if they were absolute and infallible, much like a holy scripture. Some Chinese medicine practitioners are often surprised to learn that different versions of the Huangdi Neijing exist. In Western academia, philology is regarded as an important and specialized field. Yet, in acupuncture and herbal medicine, it is often neglected, even by practitioners who frequently reference classical texts. These practitioners should at least have a basic understanding of the historical context, textual variations, and authenticity of these works. With this in mind, let us briefly explore what philology and textual criticism are and why they are important.
1. Philology. The word philology comes from the Greek philos, meaning love, and logos, meaning word or text. So philology literally means love of text. Historically, philology is the study of language in ancient texts to determine the structure, development, and relationships between languages. In a broader sense, philology is the study of analyzing and interpreting literary works, especially ancient or classical ones, to understand their meaning, grammar, and cultural context. Philologists compare various editions or copies of texts to reconstruct the most accurate version and trace how the text evolved over time. Philology is still considered an important discipline, especially when dealing with classical languages and historical texts like acupuncture classics. 2. Textual criticism. Textual criticism is the study of comparing and analyzing different manuscripts or editions to find the form closest to the original. It focuses on identifying errors, corrections, or alterations that occurred during the copying process over time. Scholars examine spelling, word choice, and other textual variations to reconstruct the text as close to the original as possible. Textual critics use various techniques such as comparing manuscripts to find differences, evaluating the oldest copies, or comparing multiple versions, and understanding the historical context in which texts were copied or translated. Early acupuncture texts don't have original manuscripts. There were various texts in later periods, and a considerable part was revised, reconstructed, or added later. It's necessary to understand the background of these modifications and view the texts critically. Differences between philology and textual criticism. Philology is a broader discipline that studies not only the accuracy of texts, textual criticism, but also the historical, linguistic, and literary background of texts. It includes analyzing language development, word meanings, literary forms, and the culture related to the text. Textual criticism is a part of philology that focuses on reconstructing the original text. It's more technical and mainly focuses on comparing and correcting manuscripts.